Hey guys, it's Marla, and this is going to be a very fast drive-by review. Normally during the week, when it comes to foundation, I kind of like to mix my foundations up. One day I'll wear one thing, another day I'll wear another thing. Lately, I've been kind of mixing it up with 3 different foundations and a beauty balm. Once in a while, I'll use my Hydrolife Dior Beauty Balm Cream. I really do like this. It goes on just like butter almost. The only problem is it only comes in one color and it's expensive. And because it does only come in one color, I kind of have to use a little bit of a bronzer to kind of warm up my skin a little bit when I use this. But it is really a nice option. Number 2, sometimes I like to throw in the Neutrogena Glow Shears SPF 30 as my foundation. I really like this because it's light and it just feels very lightweight on my skin, and it has an SPF of 30, which is also great. So I mix it up with this also. Thirdly, what I have been wearing a lot lately is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser along with the Age Rewind Concealer. I really like this. This is very lightweight on my skin. It's not a heavy coverage foundation. It does cover up a lot of the stuff that I wanted to cover up, but I do not feel at all like I have foundation on. I honestly feel like it's almost like a moisturizer on my face. I don't feel anything. It doesn't feel dry. It doesn't dry out my skin. I love this. The only thing I don't like about it is the applicator. This is almost brand new, and you can see how disgusting this already looks. It's really messy. I never put the foundation on with this thing. It just kind of grosses me out. Instead, I end up pumping it on my hand, which sounds like a really convoluted way to do it. But I pump it out of my hand, and then I either use my fingers to blend it in, which seems to really work, or I use in one of my foundation brushes. But those are the 3 foundations I've kind of been sticking to lately. I was out recently with a group of friends, and they suggested that maybe I try the new, I don't know how new it is, but fairly new, the Revlon Colorstay Whip Foundation. Now this thing is a little expensive. It runs around $13 or so. I got these at Target, and I know online you can like get one for $13.99 and get the next one half off. I think that's what some places are selling them as. But anyway, I ended up getting 2 to mix. I got the number 320, the warm golden, and I was going to put that more in the center area of my face to kind of highlight it. And then I got the 330, the true beige, to go on the outer area of my face. These are marketed as a 24-hour foundation. To me, they definitely are a heavier, more full coverage foundation. They are supposed to feel very lightweight on your skin. They're supposed to not flake or kind of crack or feel like they're cakey at all, and they're supposed to last 24 hours. Why someone needs a foundation to last 24 hours, I don't know, because part of that 24 hours I'm normally sleeping, and before I go to sleep, I always take my makeup off. But obviously, they're supposed to be a long-lasting foundation. They come in a really heavy jar, and you can't, as most of the reviewers, if you've looked at other reviews of this, you cannot tell what colors these are by looking at the jar. These are 2 different colors. All the colors, to me, when you look at the jar, look exactly the same. However, when you do buy them and you open them up, the color inside is usually darker than the outside colors. So in order to find out what color you are to match your skin tone, you really almost need to just look at the little chart that's on the display to kind of see where your skin tone would fit in. These are wrapped with a little bit of a plastic wrap, so you really can't kind of sneak a peek, usually. When you take these out, they're very creamy. They almost look like a mousse and feel like a mousse. This is the 320. They don't really smell like anything. You know what they look like? This almost reminds me like of paint. Like if I went and took the top of a can of paint, that's kind of what that looks like. But that's the 320. It looks really silky and smooth, doesn't it? And then the 330, which almost looks like the 320, there's not really a huge amount of difference, is this one. So you can see they're really rich, really creamy. And I thought to myself, yes, I'm gonna try these just to see how they look on my 52-year-old skin. So I went to Target today, I ran in and looked at them. They had a great selection. They had all the colors there. I got the 320, which looks like this. And you know what? The 320 and the 330 almost look exactly the same. There's just a very subtle difference. This is the 320, and then the 330. And when you get them out, they're very thick. Like I'm sticking my finger in this right now, and it's kind of a really thick and kind of pasty feeling. And that's the 3. This one right here is the 330. And as you can tell, there's not a lot of difference. The one on top is just a little bit lighter, and the one on the bottom is just a touch darker. This is the 330. 320 on top, this is 320 on top, and 330 right here. So anyway, I ran in, I grabbed these, and I also grabbed one of the Sonia Kashuk, because Target sells Sonia Kashuk, brushes, which I've never tried before. I love this brush. This is, to me, this almost feels like a high-end brush that I got at either at MAC or Sephora or one of my other places. I've paid a lot of money for brushes, but the bristles are so soft, and I've washed it once already. It washes really well. The handle is kind of weighted. It feels really good in my hand. This one is the synthetic flat top multi-purpose brush, but I love this brush. But anyway, so I made my little purchase of the Revlon foundation. I ran outside in my car. And did you ever get a makeup that you were like so excited to try that you actually decided you were gonna rip it open in the car and put it on in the car? That's what I did. I was sitting in the car in the parking lot of Target, and I had no foundation on already, so I opened these up and I started getting my little brush out and I put them on. The first thing I noticed when I put them on was I did feel this foundation on my face. Right now, this Age Rewind Maybelline, I do not feel on my face at all. When I put this on and rub it in, I'm almost feeling like I'm putting on moisturizer on. It's much lighter than the Revlon. So in that respect, I didn't like it. I didn't like the feel of having makeup on my face. But I thought, okay, I'm just gonna get past that for now and just see how it actually looks. So I put it on and I drove around, and about 20 minutes later, I looked in my rearview mirror when I was at a stop sign, and I kind of went into a little bit of a panic because on the side of my face, you could see where it almost looked like I put on a clay mask, and the clay mask had now dried and it was starting to get all those little cracks in, you know what I'm talking about? That's what the side of my face looked like. My face felt tight, and every little minute little line was accentuated and highlighted by this foundation. So needless to say, the Revlon Colorstay Whip Foundation is not a favorite of mine and gets a major thumbs down. Now, if you're young and you have that soft, supple skin that is wrinkle-free, yes, this probably would be a nice foundation if you like a heavier coverage foundation. However, for someone over 50, like me, I don't like this whatsoever. If you followed any of my other videos, you know my mantra is less is best, especially if you are older. Less eye makeup, less foundation, less heavy foundation, less bright lipstick. Less is best. You look younger when you have less on than when you pile all that crap on your face. So I would not recommend this foundation for someone who has more mature skin. However, if you're younger, and I think this would probably be better for somebody who has oily skin because this really dried my skin out. But if you are younger and you have that supple skin with no lines and wrinkles and you want a heavier foundation, this may be something you may want to try. I mean, when it goes on really kind of nice. It does go on like the mousse. However, once it dried on my skin, I was very disappointed in this foundation. So either way, I did get to pick up my Sonia Kashuk brush, so the trip to Target was not all a loss. So I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you soon, and take care.